皆さんこんにちは。Today we are going to learn Japanese grammar てください which means please do something. Japanese people care a lot about politeness, so you can't get away from this when you're asking someone to do something. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to get notified for more JLPT videos. Also, if you're interested in supporting this channel, we have a Patreon link in the description. This month, we released Patreon exclusive video about tea ceremony. So check the description if you're interested. Alright, let's get started. Alright, so let's go over the formation of てください. Well, it's simple. て form plus ください. And then that means please do something. In this case, 書いてください. Which means please write. So let's look at how polite this sentence or phrase is. So, not polite at all, we have 書け. 書け. That sounds like an order. You have to write it. Next, we have 書いて. It sounds like an instruction in casual conversation. For example, you can use it to friends. 書いて, write this thing. Next, we have 書いてください. 書いてください. 書いてください is often used to strangers, so it's not the most polite expression in Japanese, but it is definitely used very often. Since this expression uses te form, we are going to review how to make te form of verbs. If you think you're good at making te forms, then you can look at the chapters and then skip to next chapter. Alright, for people who are not sure how to make te form, we are going to review it from now. So, there are three types of verbs in Japanese. Ru verb or ichidan verbs or group 2 verbs, u verbs or godan verbs, and irregular verbs, which is suru and kuru. First, we are going to look at how to make te forms of ru verb. Alright, let's look at the chart. First row, to eat, 食べる, 食べる. That becomes 食べて, 食べて. You just take the last ru of 食べる and then put te at the end, 食べて. Next, to watch, 見る, 見る. That becomes 見て, 見て. So again, take the last ru and replace it with te. Next, to get up, 起きる, 起きる. That becomes 起きて. To sleep, 寝る, 寝る. That becomes 寝て, 寝て. Next, to be, for animate objects, いる, いる. That becomes いて, いて. Next, to teach, 教える, 教える. That becomes 教えて, 教えて. Alright, next we are going to look at how to make te forms of irregular verbs, which is する, to do something, or 来る, to come. We are going to look at irregular verbs because the last one is pretty complicated, or the most complicated out of the three. Alright, so we just need to remember する, to do, that becomes して, して. And then to come, 来る, that becomes 来て, 来て. Alright? Lastly, we are going to look at how to make te form of u verbs, or godan verbs. The first row, 書く, 書く, which means to write, becomes 書いて, 書いて, 書く, 書いて. Second row, 脱ぐ, to take off clothes, becomes 脱いで. Third row, 飲む, 飲む, which means to drink, becomes 飲んで, 飲む, 飲んで. 遊ぶ, which means to play, becomes 遊んで, 遊ぶ、遊んで. Next one, 死ぬ which means to die becomes 死んで。So 死ぬ、死んで。Next one, 取る to take becomes 取って。取る、取って。Next one, 待つ means to wait becomes 待って。待つ、待って。Next one, 会う which means to meet becomes 会って。会う、会って。Last one, 話す which means to talk becomes 話して。話す、話して。ください oftentimes sounds like you're giving an instruction. For example, please open your textbook. 教科書を開いてください。Another example, please write your name here. ここにあなたの名前を書いてください。However, there's another way that you can use てください without sounding like you're giving an instruction. You can use てください when you hope speakers or listeners benefit. For example, please forgive me. 許してください。or please have a great holiday. 良い休日を過ごしてください。These ください sentences doesn't sound like an instruction. Alright, so let's look at example sentences. Okay, you can see that this instructor is trying to stretch the students' legs. 足を伸ばしてください。足を伸ばしてください。Please stretch your legs. 足 means legs or feet. 伸ばす that means to extend or to stretch. Let's look at another example. Please avoid intensive exercises. 激しい運動は控えてください。激しい運動は控えてください。激しい that means intensive or intense. 運動 means exercise or workout. 控える that means to refrain or avoid. Right, next example. 次からは気をつけてください。次からは気をつけてください。Please be careful from now on. Or please be careful next time. So, 次 that means next or following. 気をつける means to be careful or to pay attention. Alright, and then から means from. So, 次から that means from next time or from now on.Alright, let's look at another example. これがわかる人は手を挙げてください。これがわかる人は手を挙げてください。Please raise your hand if you understand this. So, わかる that means to understand. 手を挙げる that means to raise hands. Let's look at another example.外に出るときはマスクをしてください。外に出るときはマスクをしてください。When you go out, please wear a mask. So, 外 means outside. 外に出る means to go outside. And 外に出るとき that means when you go out. Alright, next, let's look at real life example.So in this sentence, this is hoping listeners benefit. Okay, this is a Twitter post that I found. And this person says, 幸せに暮らしてください at the end. 幸せに暮らしてください That means please live happily. So 幸せ means happiness. So 幸せに that means happily.And then 暮らす which means to live. 幸せに暮らしてください。Please live happily. This is another example that hopes listeners benefit. 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください。素敵な日曜を過ごしてください。Please have a wonderful Sunday. So, this is in the middle of the sentences. 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください。However, there is a mistake in his sentence. But he meant to say 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください。I will talk about this mistake more in detail in the next slide. Alright? 素敵 that means wonderful. 日曜 means Sunday. You can also say 日曜日. Well, you usually say 日曜日, but you can remove last 日. So 日曜 and 日曜日 means the same thing. Sunday. 過ごす that means to spend time. So 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください. That means please have a wonderful Sunday. Alright, so let's talk about the mistakes he made in the Twitter post. In Twitter, people tend to type really fast, so it's common that people just mistype one thing. Alright, so 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください. Please have a wonderful Sunday. This sentence is correct. You could also say 素敵な日曜をお過ごしください。素敵な日曜をお過ごしください。The difference is you put お before 過ごす。So, instead of 過ごして、you could say お過ごし and then add ください。So, this is not 手 form. お過ごし part is the little more polite version of 過ごす。Okay, in Twitter, it said 素敵な日曜をお過ごしてください。However, this is a mistake. The first two sentences got mixed up, and it said 素敵な日曜をお過ごしてください。You can't really say this. It's either 素敵な日曜を過ごしてください or 素敵な日曜をお過ごしください。Alright, so today we have a lot of quizzes because this grammar is more of a simpler side. So let's practice a lot with the grammar and get used to it. And get used to 手 form. Alright, so make a sentence with てください. First sentence, please look ahead. Translate this sentence into Japanese and please use てください. Here's a little hint. 前 that means ahead or front. Next, please sit down here. Third, please run because we don't have much time. This is a little long, but you can use this phrase. 時間がない. 時間がない. That means don't have time. Fourth one, please eat this apple. Fifth one, please drink coffee. And then the last one, please start working right now. For start working, you can use 仕事を始める. Alright, the answer of these quizzes will be in the description. Alright, if you have any questions on this grammar, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section. We want to give a big thank you to our Patreons. If you're interested in joining, please see the link in the description. If you find this video helpful, please hit the like button, subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to get notified for more JLPT grammar videos like this. Thank you so much for watching and I hope to see you in the next lecture. Bye! 日本語の勉強頑張ってくださいね。